Hi, this is Dismal90, and this is the first in a series of Let's Plays Final Fantasy Legend 2, licensed in 1991 by made in 1991 by Squaresoft, licensed by Nintendo. I'm feeling like a real idiot right now because I already filmed recorded part 1, and I forgot to press the record button on Visual Advance, so that was 10 minutes wasted. Anyways, getting back to the Let's Play. I could have just skipped ahead to past the initial cave, because I've already shown most of that in the practice run, but I've noticed that there were several errors in my commentary in that part, a lot of mistakes about the information in the game. So yeah, I need to correct a lot of those errors and properly explain the game mechanics and correct a lot of false statements from that. So let's get started. Magi, the symbol of great power, the legacy of the ancient gods who made this world. Many fought for the mighty power, some won and some failed. Now another legend of bravery is about to begin. Okay, well, I guess now I can just break down what I know about the characters. Okay, humans, male and female, they use swords and rapiers and basically attack items. They use defensive items like armor and helmets and shields. And they gain stats on random level ups. So at random times they'll gain some HP, or they'll gain a point in a stat, or a couple points in a stat. It's all based on how many times you use a certain item in battle, and even though it's random, you can not even attack with that character and they'll still gain stats sometimes. So this game's completely random like that. Mutants are the exact same thing as humans, except they get spells from certain monsters or mobs based on their level in the area and whatnot. I think there are 9 different levels of spells, or 9 different basically 9 different levels of spells that they get. So, or 9 tiers, and as they go to different areas, they can get a certain tier and all the tiers below it from monster encounters. Okay, the robot, you equip items on him. You can't equip magic, just attack items and armor. Each item you equip on him gets its use is cut in half, but it also gives it stats attributes. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, humans can only have 99 points in each stat. Same thing for mutants, but robots can have basically as much stat points as you give them items to. It won't show it on the game, it'll max out 99, but you can easily get up to 200 in attack or agility, strength and agility with these guys. Slime, Baby D, and Imp, I really underestimated these guys. They can become uber powerful later in the game if you give them the right meats. So without further ado, let's keep on going with Let's Play. I'm going to start off the human female. Once again, as I've said before, I love rapiers. And I'm going to name this human female Momo, after a friend of mine who calls herself Momo in MySpace. Momo. Okay, you've seen this all in the practice run, and so I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to skip through it as quickly as possible to save time. The Prism Magi I just received, that will tell me how many Magi are in the area, so that's semi-useful later on. Of course, there's an even better way to find out how many Magi in the area. It's called an FAQ, so don't know how much I'll be using that Magi Prism thing. Okay, so my mother says it's okay to look for Dad, and I should go to school. And now Mistress is telling me about the ancient world and Magi, and how the 77 pieces form Isis, and how my dad probably gave me the Magi to prevent it from being used by bad people and all that. And soon my classmates will come out, yep, right about now, and they'll be like, hey, I want to join you, and Mistress is like, hey, you should have 3 partners. Just 3, I don't see why I can't take all of them with me. It'd make the game so much easier. Graphical limitations, I guess. Well, I've already run down the characters. I'm going to have the same party as before. I'm going to have a mutant named Ken, because Ken is a mutant.
Damn straight.
I'm going to have a robot. I'm going to name this robot Jess, just because Jessie is a friend of mine. Name of a friend of mine. And I'm going to have a Baby D. And I'm going to name this Baby D, Baby Dragon, really. I'm going to name it X because it's going to turn to just about everything. Okay, tell me to go to the Cave North. Now, about the Baby Dragon turning into everything, I'm not going to literally go through and show you every monster, because that would just take forever. If you want to know about every monster and their stats and their abilities, there's a guide for that in GameFAQs. You can just look that up. But, oh yeah, need to get this cure. Okay, one thing I need to correct before I go on is that Mr. S, although he will come with you and you can grind with him for a little while, you cannot come back to this town and rest and expect his magic spells to come back. Once Mr. S's spells are used up, as useful as they are, you will not be able to use them anymore. So, don't worry about it though, you can grind all you want, and the boss at the end of this game, he's a pushover. You don't even really need Mr. S for him. I'm gonna say that the first monster I run into will be a spider. So let's see if that happens. Oh, what do you know? This is a total surprise. I've done about 5 takes of this, and every time I have gone to this cave, the first enemy I've run into was a spider. Now this time it took me about twice as long to run into an encounter, and it turned out to be a gang. And hopefully they'll drop a punch. Now, let me introduce you to a move called Fire. Fire is a spell that does group damage, which means it attacks all 4 guys in the stack. Normally, a move like Longsword or Rapier or whatever, that will only attack one of the group, and it will attack the one with the lowest HP. So Rapier will only attack one, Hammer will only attack one, Colt will only attack one, Flame I don't know about. Fire, however, will attack all 3, so it's very useful in groups like this. Okay, Jaguar, Rapier, just queuing up useless attacks. Now, Blizzard is like Fire. It will attack all in a stack, but it will also attack all in the group. So if there are monsters to the side of this monster, which we will see eventually, like say if there's a skeleton, a goblin, and an Asarugi all in the same area, it'll attack all 3 of them, and it will attack all of them in their stacks. So it can be really potent, faced in the right situation. Plus, later on, we'll encounter a lot of flies, and we'll encounter a lot of lizards. They'll be weak to blizzards, so we're going to want to save Blizzard for now, or at least want to make sure we're stocked up on it before we go to the next place. But let's move on. I really want to see what Flame does, because I don't know what Flame does. I don't know if it's a single enemy attack or if it's group attack. It'd be really useful for this group. Okay, I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna get, what is this? Cure, and I believe this is a shield. Yeah, bronze shield. Shields you equip, and on a robot it will raise its stat, defense stat, but on a human it's just used to defend, I believe. I'll have to check that later on. Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure if it's true completely. My brother just brought up a good point. Although it looks like there are only 4 moves total that can be learned and based on the slots, there are actually, I believe, 8 slots for items and armor and resistances. Resistances also take up slots, so if you're, say your monster learns a resistance to fire, or paralysis and poison resistance or immunity, that'll take up a slot. There are a lot of different immunities because there are a lot of different status of different ailments in this game. Okay, this is the group I was telling you about. We got Spider, Skeleton, and I believe that's some sort of tiger. Jaguar, that's it. So let's try out Blizzard on this group, and if he goes soon, we'll just have to hope that he goes in time to attack one enemy at least. Oh, what do you know? Flame is like Blizzard, attacks all enemies. Well, that's just great. Okay, well there's one gone. Okay, so you're only going to see Blizzard attack one enemy, but I guarantee you it would have attacked the other 2 had they still been alive. Well, I'm really wishing I'd chosen Baby Dragon for my other practice run, because that fire is going to be really, really useful later on. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to use Dissolve, I meant to use an attack that would actually attack the stack. Oh well, Colt took one. You notice Colt did a lot of damage. Robots are beasts this early in the game with that Colt. You give it 2 longswords with that Colt to up its attack, and it will do insane damage. And the longswords themselves won't do bad damage, so you've got a really useful character right off the bat. Ken, the mutant, will also be very useful. That Blizzard, he's going to save our ass a lot in the next place. And I guess the main character, Momo, she's kind of useful. I mean, she does pitiful damage right now. What am I saying? We'll have to wait for his stats to grow. And then the monster will, that we'll have to see. Right now, it seems like it'll be pretty useful. Oh, I've gone way over the time limit. I guess I'll have to see you next part, where we'll face this guy, the boss. Actually, we'll grind for a bit, then we'll face this guy. See you next time.